In this video, I will be disassembling and cleaning a Nintendo cartridge, as well as explaining some of its parts. I'll be using a Super Nintendo cartridge as my demonstrator, though original NES and N64 cartridges follow a similar pattern. These cartridges use a proprietary 3.8mm fastener. There are a few ways to get these out. The easiest is to purchase a special bit, which is what I'll be using. It is also possible to take a piece of plastic, such as from a cut-down toothbrush, and heat it until it becomes soft, and then force it into the hole where the screw resides. The plastic will form around the head of the screw, and once cool, may be used to remove it. I tried this method and it does work, however it is easy for the heat from your plastic tool to partially melt the plastic on the cartridge. With the screws removed, slide the front face of the cartridge towards the opposite side of the clips. The front can then be removed. Inside we find the game board. I'll explain these components later in the video, but for now take note if you are handling a game which stores save data. This copy of Legend of Zelda stores save data, and as such it has a battery on the board. If the board is handled in such a way as to cause the voltage from this battery to fall, such as shorting out some of the exposed contacts, any save data may be lost. For this reason, it's best to place the board on a non-conductive surface and keep it away from metal tools. With the board exposed like this, we have easy access to its contacts. There are several cleaners which can be used to clean these contacts. Isopropyl alcohol is common and works well. Sometimes polishes, like Brasso, are used and will clean the contacts well, but because all polishes are abrasives, they will remove some of the metal during the cleaning process. I'll be using a commercial electrical contact cleaner. This is readily available from home centers like Home Depot or Lowe's. Essentially, this is a can of hexane, which is a hydrocarbon solvent, isopropyl alcohol, and difluoromethane, which is a propellant and the chemical used in gas dusters. Q-tips are commonly used to wipe down the contacts, but I always have issues with the little cotton strands getting caught on the board's rough edges, so I use a microfiber rag. Just spray down the contacts and gently wipe them down. Now for a quick tour of the parts. With the board positioned with the pins up, the text on the ICs are upright. This board has 4 ICs and some passives, along with a 3-volt battery. Markings on the board and chip identify the upper left IC as the game's mask ROM, which holds the game's data. This Toshiba chip is marked SNES-ZL-0, identifying this game as The Legend of Zelda. A similar label, SNES-ZL-USA, also appears on the label on the front of the cartridge. Just below the ROM is a Panasonic IC. Markings both on the IC and the board identify this as a 64K SRAM chip. This device holds the game's save data. Because save data is held in SRAM, a constant voltage supply is necessary to keep the data from degrading. The battery on the right side of the board provides this voltage. If this battery fails, all save data will be lost, though the game will still be playable. Just up and left of the battery, labeled SN74LS139N, is a Texas Instruments memory decoder. Above that, the last IC, labeled D411, is the Nintendo Checking Integrated Circuit, or CIC. After the video game crash of 1983, Nintendo feared what would happen to their console if third-party developers flooded the market with games. When the original NES launched in North America in 1985, it contained a system which required each game to provide a key to prove its legitimacy. This IC provides that key, and as Nintendo has sole control over the distribution of this chip, it identifies this cartridge as a licensed Nintendo game. Were this IC not present, the console would not start up, and the game would be unplayable. Thus, Nintendo was able to keep control over what games could be published for its consoles. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, please let me know.